In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to join your squares using the join as you go method, which is the JAYGO. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to be joining this square to this one because, as you can see, this one is my completed square. This already has 4 rounds, and to do the join as you go, you need to first completely finish one square. Then you're going to be joining every new square to the finished square on the last round. So what I mean is, you can see that on this square that I'm holding, I've only done 3 rounds. So when I'm doing round 4, that's when I join this square to this square. So if you want to go the route of maybe doing all your squares before you now join everything, just make all the squares in 3 rounds, because if you make all the squares in 4 rounds, by the time you want to join with the join as you go method, it means you're going to be doing an extra round. You're going to be adding an extra round, which of course you can do, but I just feel like it's more work since the pattern itself has just 4 rounds. So that's something to take note of. Okay, so this square, I just want to join it to this one on one side like this. Okay, I'm joining this square to this square on one side only. So when I start, I'm going to first start working the square from this chain 2, following the instructions on the pattern, just attaching my yarn here, and at this point I do a chain 2, then 2 double crochets, chain 2, then I go into this space and work 3 double crochets. I'm going to the next space and work 3 double crochets. Then I'm coming into this next chain 2 space. So when I get to this chain 2 space, I'm going to work 3 double crochets first. Now it is at this point I'm going to start the joining, because I'm going to join it from this chain space here. I'm going to attach this square to this square from this space to this other chain space right here. And here's how I'm going to do that. You know, at this point in this square, I'm supposed to do a chain 2 and work 3 more double crochets here. But before I do that chain 2, my first chain, I'll use it to attach this square. So here's what I do. I take my hook now and I insert it into the chain 2 space of this completed square. Then I do a slip stitch, which counts as a chain 1. You can see that it's already attached. Then I chain 1 and finish up with the 3 double crochets inside this corner. Okay. You probably need a table as well, so that you can place it on whenever you finish joining on one point, so that you see what you're doing. Now that this is joined, I'm going to join to this next space before I start the next set of 3 double crochets. So I'm going to join by doing a slip stitch. I'm just going to insert my hook into this next space here, insert my hook there and do a slip stitch. Then I'm working in here. The slip stitch is just to join to the old square. These 3 double crochets may continue in the last round of this new square. You can see this is joined already. This is joined already here. So this is how we're going to continue. So to continue now, I work a slip stitch in this next space to join to this square. I'm just going to slip stitch in there like that. Then I work the next 3 double crochets in here. You know what we're going to do next? We're going to work a slip stitch into this space here. Okay, we do that slip stitch there. Then we're here, we do our 3 double crochets. Then we've come to the chain 2 corner space. So for the chain 2 corner space, we're going to join it in the same way. We do a slip stitch in here to count as a chain 1. Let me just show you. I'll put my hook in here. That's chain 1. Then I do another chain 1. You know, we're supposed to chain 2 normally. The slip stitch counts as a chain 1. Then we do the extra chain 1, and now we finish up with the 3 double crochets in that chain 2 corner space. You can see that we've already joined the 2 squares together. So what I have left is just it's just to finish up the fourth round of this new square. We've already completed the joining. So that's what we mean when we say join as you go. So as we're crocheting the last round, we're also joining the square. It just makes your work easier because you don't have to start thinking of joining squares when you finish crocheting squares. You're doing everything simultaneously, and it also reduces the amount of ends, the number of ends you have to weave in, because you're not completing each square before then going ahead to join. So it's like less ends to weave in. So yeah, we've just joined. All right, so now you know how to do the side join. Whenever you're adding a new square by any side, by this side, you know how to do it. Now I'm going to be showing you how to add a square on this bottom side. Let's say you want to now go vertically.